Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rum and Account video number 72. Dave here from Manchester Rum Festival, and for this episode I'm going to do something a little bit different because at Manchester Rum Fest last weekend I had for the very first time Wray's Jamaican Rum Cakes. Now Wray's Jamaican Rum Cakes, they got hold of me probably just under a year ago I feel, and wanted to showcase at Rum Fest because they had something different. I mean obviously cake itself, I suppose it's not too different. A lot of people do like a good rum cake. You've probably obviously already seen what Chairman's Reserve, for example, did at Niamin, which involved the use of Chairman's Reserve original spiced on white label, infused obviously their cakes or currants, and it's still available to this day. But I was intrigued, not just because of that, but also because they, as you can imagine with the word Jamaican, I'm thinking funky rum cakes. Wow, yes, bring it on. You know what, you guys could do very, very well at Manchester Rum Festival. And they did. Because even though I said to Elaine, of course, Elaine is the lady of Wray's Jamaican Rum Cakes, the daughter of Wray herself, a Jamaican, who apparently was very, very good at putting the old Jamaican rum in with the cake, bringing the two together, and then voila, you've got yourself an amazing idea. When Elaine came over, she said, obviously, look, we've got some great cakes. I said, I'm very much looking forward to trying these because you've been busy all day. And I just about managed to get one of each. Because what I have here is obviously a bit of a leaflet, but let me give you a bit of an idea before I dive in to 3 of these cakes. So, as I mentioned, this is from Wray's point of view. So Mum was born in 1943 in Jamaica, moved to the UK in the 1960s to make England her home. Sadly, in 2018 she passed away and I moved to Cumbria the following year. To honour Mum as the generous and talented cake maker she was, I was inspired to turn my loss into a legacy. Well known for her scrumptious, you see what you did, scrum. Cakes which were generously infused with the finest Jamaican white rum. I am now reproducing Mum's cakes based on her traditional recipe, hence the birth of Wray's Jamaican Rum Cakes. And the 3 I have here that you see, we have a golden, a delectable, and a divine. And I could just about see the divine. I was able to get the last little small bit as well. There are others, and there's many more that Elaine's looking to bring out as well, including one with Belgrove rum. We've got Whitehaven Spice Rum, and there's also a Jefferson 1785 as well. So very much intrigued to try these out. But even though I did have a little bit at Rum Fest, that was a little bit. I thought I need a good chunk of this to really get an understanding of what Wray's Jamaican Rum Cakes are all about. So I'm going to try the golden first, which is this one here. I mean, look at this. That's a good slab of cake. Very nicely, well presented as well. Obviously got your good old classic what's in it underneath. But the best thing is, it already feels, dare I say it, moist. It feels like it's got a good feel into it. It's not too hard already. Let me just snip this off. And I don't want to get these too confused because I'm going to, much I'd love to have it all now. It ain't going to happen yet. So I don't want to get confused which one's which later on, but let's get in here. Let's make it a bit easier for us. There we are. Now I can already smell this, that's a good sign. Now this one actually has Morgan Spice within it. So, although I'm never a massive fan of Morgan Spiced as a liquid, doesn't mean it doesn't go well within cake. So, let's just move these out the way for the time being. Look at that, beautiful slice. Oh, I could be a baker myself. So, bit of Morgan Spice in this one. Got a great texture, it's holding itself together as well. That's always a good sign for me. You do get a bit of Morgan Spice in there. You get the vanilla, you get the caramel coming through. I'm also going to drop some. Oh. Quite moist. You get some beautiful flavours. The currants really come through nicely. So I just noticed some serving suggestions. Rich creams, ice cream, hot custard, and hard cheeses. I love cheese. I can see this working. I did a rum and cheese evening a couple of years ago for that reason. Wow. It's very, very moist, but it's really holding everything together. You sort of get that the rummy aromas coming off it quite nicely. You know it's a rum cake, but without feeling too boozy about it either. Obviously, Morgan Spice is only 35%, but in this case, I don't think it's really going to matter too much because that natural sweetness is really working nicely, binding everything together. I'm eating it. That's a really good start. Really good start. Okay. So that's the rummy, apparently. The Delectable is the rummier. So that is, let's just make a bit of room. I don't want to get these confused later on because I feel like these are not going to last too long in my kitchen. But let's crack open the Delectable. So this one involves the Appleton Estate signature bottling. So a bit more of an upgrade, especially on the ABV. This will be down there, will be 40%. And again, you get the fresh aromas just as you open that pack. It's like opening a pack of mint or basil. You know you've got something quite unique here. Okay. Again, so easy to take apart without actually all breaking apart. You know, making a mess. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I got ahead of myself. But I get Appleton. I do. Again, beautiful aroma coming off this. It's not too heavy on the currants. You still get the moist element coming through as well. It's not too cloggy either. I know a lot of rum cakes I've had in the past, especially homemade ones, you know, not a mass-produced one. They can be a little bit too soggy. There's a bit too much. That ratio hadn't worked. But I think from what Elaine was saying and what I've gathered from everybody else who gave some great feedback on, you know, on social media, so thank you for everyone who did that, said it was surprisingly well balanced in regards to, like I said before, you know you got a rum cake in your mouth. You know you got rum. You can really get the nuanced flavours of Appleton Estate signature coming through nicely. But it's also not just another rum cake, if that makes sense. I think Jamaican rum cake is obviously the ginger. Probably the most famous one, especially here in the UK. Well, this isn't it. This is something completely different. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. And it does, to be fair, remind me of trying that little bit I had at the Rum Festival itself as well. I'm making a huge mess. So, the last one. This is Divine or the Rummiest. Now, it's laced with a white, overproof Jamaican rum. 63% ABV. I think a lot of you can probably guess what that's going to be. Wray and Nephew. Now, this, I think, was a reason why I'm going to have a small piece, because sold out pretty sharpish, isn't it? Didn't get there in time, did I? Despite being the owner of my own festival, I still have to get in line, which is absolutely fine because I've loved the fact that something new to the festival had such a great impact. Now, this probably will going to go sharpish because it's only quite small, but see, I remember Elaine, she did sort of something. When I first tried this, she said, pick any. No, sorry, pick this one, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Which brand, whether it's Morgan Spice, Appleton Estate or Wray and Nephew. And when you, pardon me, when you first smell it, you don't think Wray and Nephew at all. It's weird. Through me. Oh, there you go. Add a little bit there. That banana comes through, that sort of high grassy note starts to sneak through a little bit with the currant. But I wouldn't have said it was Wray Nephew straight away, at all. And I still don't today. And that's what threw me when she said, no, it's Wray Nephew. It's like, but I expect such a bump for flavour. But in reality, you don't get that. But what you do get is more those nuances of what the rum is about. In my mind, Wray Nephew is an amazing sipper. Because once you get past the high alcohol kick, then everyone sort of gets themselves put off a little bit. You've got some amazing flavours that blend well with things like currants. And I get, like I say, that subtle banana, that slight grassy note, that sort of, what is the word to use? That sort of fruit element. I'm not saying things like papaya or kiwi, but it's kind of got that water fruit, maybe a bit of watermelon within that. Bit of grapefruit. There's a reason why Ting works with Wray Nephew. And these citrus elements do come through nicely. It's surprising. It really, really is. But to be brutally honest, I think the brand itself surprised a lot of people at Manchester Rum Festival, which is why I wanted to showcase this on Rum on the Couch. To show you guys something a little bit different, yet something that's so obvious in regards to putting rum with food. A cake is sort of a go-to. And what Elaine has done there in such a great nod to what her mum was very famous in doing. And obviously trialing different ones as well. A lot of the new ones that aren't Jamaican. What was I said before? The Belgrove Rum Company, Whitehaven Spiced, Jefferson 1785. You know, they're not Jamaican, but they could offer something amazing with the flavours of rum. So I'm loving these. And if you guys and girls are quite interested in trying something like this, check out Vi's Jamaican Rum Cakes on social media. Google it, find out their website, see what other ideas she's got coming up. One thing I did notice on this leaflet, if you wanted to give it a go, was a prize draw. Draw takes place every 27th of the month at 6 p.m. So you can win some special occasion rum, or to be fair, you can just have it on Monday morning. Not that you're going to get too blotted off this, but it is about the flavours. So ladies and gentlemen, this is all about Vi's Jamaican Rum Cakes. Vi, thank you very, very much for coming to Manchester Rum Festival and proving that you don't just have to drink rum, you can embrace it within some amazing flavours as well. Pardon me. So I'm going to finish these off now. I'm going to enjoy my Monday afternoon and might have a little bit of rum to go with it as well. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all very soon for the next Rum on the Couch.